Hey guys, welcome to my channel Passion for Tom. My name is Joe Wyatt. Today I have a real treat for you. Tom Anderson is going to give us a tour of his manufacturing facility. Tom,
Let's go.
let's go. All right.
So these are guitars that are billed. These are overseas shipments that we accumulate.
Okay.
So here's France, here's Hong Kong, here's Indonesia, here's UK, here's Japan.
Wow.
And most of, we're trying to make 1,200 guitars this year. And we're probably going to be pretty close to that.
Wow.
So nobody gets hundreds of guitars.
Right.
Japan is probably the most, I think, of the international dealers, and they're getting 65 or 70.
Oh, wow.
But U.S. dealers, I don't think anybody's getting more than about 50.
Okay.
And that's only a handful of dealers that are.
Right. Oh, that's great. That's a lot of guitars you're playing every year.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Oh, let's see. So this is all wood storage. Oh, so this is Obici. So if it were brown, it would look like mahogany, but it's not brown, and that's a big piece.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's really
That's
light.
very light.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, that's exceptional.
Yeah, I mean, a body-sized piece of that probably weighs 6 pounds. A body-sized piece of mahogany in a reasonably light mahogany is 9 to 10 pounds.
Wow.
So it's significantly different.
No, for sure.
Oh, beechy, basswood, alder, beechy.
So I assume the wood, when it comes in, has already been aged and things, or do you have to do an aging process here as well? Or
Most of the body wood comes in a blank form like this.
Okay.
In the old days, we bought lumber, chopped it up, turned it into blanks. Half of it would be on the floor because it's too narrow or too wide.
Sure.
It's like,
Yeah.
so about 15, yeah, maybe not quite 15 years ago, there became a market in Southern California for body blanks because Fender, G&L, Rickenbacker,
Right.
who else? And then all the small guys too. So Fender doesn't glue up their own body blank.
Yeah, okay.
There's 3 different companies in Southern California that make body blank. And they weigh each flight. They mark who put it together. Not all they come. This is all heavy stuff.
Right.
Too heavy stuff.
Too heavy, yeah.
Yeah.
12 pounds, so yeah.
Yeah, it should be under 9 pounds for
Right.
order. So what that did is it gave people like me the ability to say, I want to only have 2-piece center seam, perfectly clean blanks, and I want them to be under this weight.
Right.
So that's their most expensive blank.
Right.
They also make 3-piece blanks, 4-piece blanks, 5-piece blanks.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Out of the stuff they trim off.
Right.
So that the resource gets completely used.
Wow. That's
So nobody's throwing away anything.
Right.
So that's awesome.
yeah, that's pound.
Traditionally, when like during the post-pandemic, when everybody was making, Fender was making twice as many guitars and all that, all the heavy alder was getting used. Now it's not. So that's kind of created this alder problem for now.
I see.
But again, because my vendors are equally as important to me. When you treat your vendors great, they treat you great. So I want to be the one they call when they have the light alder. I want to be the one they call when they have the figured maple top.
Right, right. That makes sense. Absolutely.
So most of the body blanks now are coming in, like we used to have to dry alder lumber. We don't anymore because there's this demand for this product.
Right. Yeah.
Maple tops, we still have to re-dry because they come from Oregon, Washington, and it's just wet up there.
It's a wet
Even if you
ground.
dry it to 6%, if it sits there for 2 weeks, it's going to be 10%.
Right.
It's going to accumulate water.
Right.
So there's this equilibrium moisture content. Southern California is a great place to make guitars because we have this great equilibrium.
Right.
You can 6 to 8% is no problem.
It stays that way.
Yeah, yeah.
That's great.
So swamp ash,
Swamp ash.
more swamp ash. Swamp ash is something that's not available all year round.
Okay.
It grows in water, so in the rainy season you can't harvest the trees.
Got it.
I was like, this is our last shipment of all ash for the year.
Okay. Wow.
Because I'm coming into winter, you can't
Right.
harvest it in the winter.
Right.
So we need to have to get through the end of the year with what we have. This is Spanish cedar up here. This is mahogany. This is mostly limba, black limba.
Black limber.
And I think there's some okume there and some okume here. Okume is another mahogany-ish wood that comes from Africa, not South America. It also tends to be light, but it also tends to have a little more figure and sometimes get a little soft curl in or just a little more dramatic grain than pattern grain mahogany is more straight grain. Then we have mahogany neck lengths, caramel maple, what is that? Yeah, another palette of white maple that just came in. And neck planks are the other thing that we used to have to buy maple and you threw away way more than half the hard maple to get good neck planks. But nowadays, again, you should say a premium. You
Right.
get exactly what you want.
Right.
Uh,
Well, that's great.
so
Got a great supply, it looks like.
yeah, and then rosewood fingerboards, blackheart fingerboards, starting of necks in process. So we'll take these blanks, and we've had this wood for months in most cases. So it's been had a chance to acclimate into our climate for weeks or months. And then we take the ones we're going to use next week. We go ahead and joint them and plane them and get them down to size and all that stuff. We'll let them sit in that condition. Then we did a master machining on them, and then they sit for a month after they're machined to acclimate again before we spray them and stuff.
Sure.
So this is all just raw materials. All the equipment over here is just to get it down to size.
The science view.
Okay. So joiner, planer, sanders. Big saw for resawing maple tops. Use fingerboards.
Such fantastic. I see.
So these are all maple tops in process. Oh, and maple tops. These are glued together, and then to bend the maple top, you can't bend a piece of maple that thick. So let's see. They actually kerf the back side of the top. You can see the edges
Ah, I see that.
so that it's more flexible to marry. The kerfing, the slots go all the way across like this,
I see.
and or this way, and but then there's no slots where the perimeter of the body is, so you don't see that when you cut it out.
I see. Right. Okay, and they
That I don't have one to show you, but put the heavy. Anyway,
yeah.
they're water plots. And then the other side is just maple top weighed in for use. We order them into types of figure.
Right.
So then starting on Thursday, we start building the body blanks for the following week of production. So
Okay.
these are the body blanks for this week's production. So they're laid out. We write a description. How it's going to be made.
Yeah.
Well, this is the first operation. We drill holes and locate on the fixtures. And then, so it does all this stuff. And this is just so that we have a line to bandsaw to.
I see.
We bandsaw it out and then cut the backside. Anything that looks like it got routed or drilled probably happened right here. So this was the first one of these machines that they ever sold to a woodworker.
Really? Wow.
It's a metalworking mill, vertical mill, and it paper cutting steel and aerospace parts.
Sure.
So super accurate, changes tools,
Wow.
all that stuff. Right, it's become. I think Taylor has 50 of these.
Oh, wow.
Uh, but you'll see them all over at the guitar factory.
And the guitar.
Yeah, there's this one, and then there's another company called Haas that is these guys' competition, and so they're both the guitar. Most people are using either this or the Haas.
Sure.
So this is one for bodies. We have different fixtures to hold the different shakes, vertical down fashions. Uh,
Oh, wow.
so that's
That's amazing.
at that condition.
Okay.
And then this one, so that's how it comes off the machine. So people think CNC machines spin out a finished. They don't.
It's
They
a
don't.
good,
Yeah, they do give you
a good starting point.
size reference and everything. So you're not reshaping, you're just sanding. You're
Right.
moving. You're not.
That's something. Right. That's amazing.
So then this one, same style machine. For this one, mostly does all the neck operations. That one mostly does body operations. So this is the very first stage of necks. So it's just drilling all the holes on the back side of the neck, and it will drill. It will also do a tracing of the outside shape so that it can get bandsawed like this. So that out of brush. So the next phase will be tension rod, slot, and all that.
I'd see.
Then we'll face that off, put a fingerboard on it,
Right.
do all the other operation. And that's so bodies really only go on the machine front and back, and that's next probably go on about 6 times for all the different, does fret slotting, does fingerboard radius, all the different stuff.
Right.
But it goes through a lot more stages. And then this is a machined net. So this is come off the machine. We haven't touched it.
Wow.
So they will sit in this condition for a month. Because when you start with this perfectly straight board that you've made perfectly straight and perfectly the right size, and by the time you do all this stuff to it, that wood is going to stress remove.
Okay.
There's always some amount of, we work our best to remove tension on wood, but there's always something. It was a living, breathing.
Sure.
So by the time you remove all this material, this neck's going to
Yeah.
move a little bit.
A little bit.
Ideally, a small amount.
Small amount, right.
So we have cut this 14, 12, and we actually build in 25 thousandths worth of relief.
Okay.
So that we use a single one-piece rod because I think they sound better.
Okay.
And so we put a little relief in so that if it goes somewhere really wet, it isn't going to be backbone.
Right.
Where we have the ability to adjust.
Nice and big now.
So this surface is perfect when we cut it. Well, now this thing is. So we have a fixture that we can put this in, and we can simulate string tensions on it.
Okay.
And we can true this surface and take out it maybe 1,000 or 2,000. So we wanted, before we put the frets in, we want this to be perfect. We don't want any,
Right.
sure. Perfect. Because we want to do
Absolutely.
as little, we want to lose as little fret material as we can.
Right.
So after these have sat for a month, our software, we generate a list of, okay, these necks are ready.
You're right.
We build the 24 bodies. 24 a week is what we try to do.
Okay.
So we pull the 24 bodies to go and pull these necks out, do the resurfacing of the fingerboard, fret it, sand it, and they go through the process.
That's right.
Together.
Okay. It's 24 a week. It's a lot of guitars.
It is.
A lot of neck.
It is. We were in that 16, 18 a week for decades.
Okay.
Yeah, that was a comfortable size. Like I said,
Right.
I knew my limitation.
Right.
Well, Marcus,
You bumped it up production.
he's
He's a go getter.
embracing, but it's organic growth. It's not like, okay, the world needs to buy twice as many guitars. Right. Like, no, we've always had more orders than we could produce. So it's like, well, let's
That's a good product.
work it a little bit more, and you're a little bit more. And the other thing is, what can we do differently to be smarter?
Sure.
You know, like we've always historically talked about, okay, when we're doing our job, what's the thing that is either the least consistent, pain to do, or something that we're having to rework that we did earlier. How can we not do that? What is that thing? And then you, okay, well, if we do this differently, okay. And then next week, okay, now what's the thing? So the process has evolved and evolved and evolved. We once had a guy that moved out of state for about 4 years and wanted to come back, do a final assembler. And he said when he came back, the process was so different. He made a list of everything that was different, and it was staggering.
But that's good though. Yeah, you has to learn.
You can't do this and not learn.
No, with anything, you become stagnant and stale, and
Yeah, you know, and some people's change motivation is to save money or whatever, but ours has always been, how do we make this product better?
and just from a consumer side, when I'm buying one of your guitars or some of the other fine builders, I'm not buying for the shortcut. That's why I'm coming to you, because I know it's right.
Really?
You know? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you can buy a whole lot cheaper guitar, so right, yeah.
Not after the cheapest for the quality, you know?
So the body and neck end up going in the finish department together. On the last machine, we made pick guards, we do some ridge modifications, we do all the smaller parts, and it's also a backup if one of these two goes down. We can always transfer the fixtures over to there to keep making, because you can't afford to do that right back.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
Hey, buddy, how are you?
so this is the very first stage of finish. So that's a bottle that has come in from the wood shop, and it's all, in theory, it's ready to paint. They come in with the maple tops left sharp because we stain them
I see.
this way. So it's stained all the way up, and then we round that edge afterwards to create that little bit of a
Of the gap.
binding look.
Yeah.
Yeah, rounded edge for comfort and also for your appearance.
Oh, that's a beautiful. Oh, look at this.
Yeah. So, you know, some things like this, that's the color it's going to be.
Right.
It's not going to get any other color on it.
Okay.
Some things like this. So this is a dark brown. It looks a little greenish here.
Yeah.
When the paint hits it, it gets browner. So this is going to be a mocha burst. So this will be this in the middle, but it'll get a shaded edge of brown around the edge. And some things are actually two-stage stain. Something like this, we'll do this, and then we'll shoot red over the top to just accentuate it
Yeah.
more.
I will show you a picture of one of my drop top. This is the most amazing top ever of yours. Yeah. Insane.
Yeah, so these are, once these are stained and ready to go, he's getting a rack ready for the first coat of finish. So you can see he's just starting this process. So,
I'm doing, gotcha. Right. Oh, that's wonderful.
so once he gets a dozen of these,
Right.
they'll be ready for finish. Well, this is spray booth,
Okay.
and we cure all our clear coats with UV light. So that's an UV chamber back there. We developed that in the early 90s with Taylor. And I was trying to figure out a way to, as a guitar builder, you're always fighting with, when you have a finish takes time to cure.
Right.
Some finishes, like lacquer, takes weeks to cure. Really cure. So it's like, when can we polish this guitar? Or how long do we have to wait? You know?
Right.
And I heard about UV curing of inks and other things. So I contacted the power company. Southern California Edison actually has a technology center out in Ontario, I think. And I saw that they had a lab set up for UV curing finish.
Okay.
So I called Bob. I said, hey, you want to go with me to look at this UV finish stuff? And sure. So we went out there, and Bob makes many more guitars than we make. He brought a couple of guitars to sample, and we did it, and there were some serious difficulties to make it work, but we thought this is worth the time and investment. So he built the first chamber down at his place, and then we went down and looked at that and made a next iteration of it. And well, I think it was 92. I think we were finally doing UV finishes. And so the advantage of a UV finish is you spray the paint on, you wait about a half hour because there are a little bit of solvents in the paint that they evaporate. And then you run it through that machine 3 times for 15 seconds each.
Really?
It's done.
No way.
Yeah.
Wow.
You can literally, when we first got it, we took and put a board in there, we poured some paint on the top, and sent it inside. At a little window, you can look at it, and the paint's going.
Wow.
As it was dripping, it was drying.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Is it an industry standard now? Do a lot of people do that or no?
Some people do it.
Okay.
Obviously, not everybody. There are absolutely challenges to figuring it out.
Sure.
And it's not inexpensive.
Right.
It was a pretty good financial investor as well.
But it seems like it's paid off, same line.
It's
So-
for the reasons. So when we buff a guitar, we know it's done.
Right.
It doesn't shrink later.
Right.
The other thing is we don't have racks of guitars stinking while they're drying.
Right.
So when those come out of that room, they don't smell.
They're done?
They don't smell.
Wow, man. Because that would create a whole other facility and venting and...
Oh, I mean, people have rooms for drying. Yeah,
Sure.
So for us, it was about air quality and guitar quality. When we send it out, it's really going to stay looking like this.
Right. Oh, that's awesome.
Anyway, so
Fantastic.
we sprayed it that in, cured it that in.
Okay.
So these are the very first applications of finished mahogany. So there's just a clear base coat that we call actually it's dual cured, because one of the problems with UV when you're spraying it on bare wood is the paint does soak into the wood. Okay. So if the light can't see it, it can't cure it. Okay. So that was our first hurdle to overcome.
I see. That makes perfect.
So the finish that we use is actually catalyzed and photo initiated for UV curing. So even if we didn't put it in front of the lights, it would cure by catalyzation. Right. So the paint that goes in there will get cured.
Wow.
Paint that's inside that wall will dry. So at this point, these have enough finish on that we can sand them perfectly level and flat and smooth.
Oh, there's a wolfhound.
Yeah, but alder found. So this is sealed and banded, ready for color.
Okay.
So this is going to be just black.
Black, right?
So then they will get collect the ones that are in there now. You can see you're there. So he shot color on all of those this morning,
Okay.
and then they will get clear coat shot on later too.
Okay. Wow, fascinating.
And then these are the ones that they shot color on yesterday in clear. So these have now been their final sanding, and then it'll get true mark up to clear, and then they'll be ready for polish.
Okay. It's quite the process. Wow.
But because of the UV curing,
Uh-huh.
there's no days between.
Right.
So it really is a 4 or 5 day cycle
Right.
of time you start painting until it's done.
Right.
So then
The buffing's
this is polishing, so sanding and polishing.
okay.
And Tino's been here for
How are you?
38 years,
Wow.
I think.
38 years. Look at that.
He's retiring at the end of this year.
Congratulations on your retirement. That's great. 30, and that's a testament, man.
So, and he is unbelievable.
Yeah. Look at that.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Wow.
So our dilemma has always been, what do we do if he retires? Because he seriously can do twice the work of anybody else.
Wow.
It's the most physical physically demanding job into place. And you're working on something that has probably 10 hours of labor into it already. So if you catch it on the wheel and it pulled it out of your hands and bashes it to the floor,
Oh my God.
that's a big loss.
Yeah.
So it's a super demanding job. And he has the lightest touch you could put. If he shakes your hand, you'll barely know that he's holding it. And that's the secret. If I do it, it's like I'm doing isometric exercises. You know, I worn out. I can't hold it tight.
Right.
Anyway, so
That's amazing.
this is something that is just in the works. It's not functioned, not using it yet, but it's a robotic buffer. So it will come and pick up the body. It will move it around those reels. It doesn't do the whole job, but it does about 90. About
How accurate and close is it? I mean,
oh, it's great.
is it really? Wow.
Beautiful, yeah. So Marcus has taken on the responsibility of programming this.
Right.
I do all the CNC programming, but this is another thing entirely.
Yeah. Wow.
So this over here, that's an hour and a half job
Wow. Per body.
per body.
Wow.
So another robot can do its part in about 20 minutes or so. But then they've only had to spend about 10 minutes after that, turn an hour and a half job into a 30-minute.
Wow. Like you were talking about, becoming more efficient as you go, learn.
Like I say, the hardest job in the place.
Right.
That nobody wants to do. Nobody wants to. Yeah, I really like the buff guitar.
Yeah.
Nobody comes in here and says, I want to do that.
I want to be, yeah, I get that. Yeah. For sure.
So eventually, we're close. We're thinking in the next few weeks, we'll probably start actually doing real guitars. We've got some sample things that we've been testing, running through a test.
Interesting. Yeah.
So this is where we dress frets. So I told you we had a fixture that we simulated string tension on to actually sand that fingerboard. We have the same fixture that we put the neck back in when we dress frets. So we're dressing the frets under
tension.
Under tension.
Right.
So the guys that do final assembly in there, they take the body, the neck, and all the parts.
Okay.
And they do the whole guitar.
The whole guitar. Okay.
Rather than a production line of,
Right.
I do frets, you do this,
Sure.
that. So it's kind of everybody has ownership of the whole
That's great.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, we used to do more of somebody loads body, somebody, it's just this.
That's.
You're not relying on someone else to finish the job. It's like, oh, this guy's in here today. What do we do? So this is more, everyone's kind of autonomous, and it works really well. These are lasers, and we originally bought laser, the first one, to make our pickup fibers. So, Strat pickup parts.
Yeah.
Just to cut them out, and because we were paying to have the pickup fibers cut on a laser by a razor house, and we realized that you spend $20,000
Right.
to have someone else do the job, and the machine we could buy a machine for $20 and a few $1,000s. So it was like the no-brainer.
Oh, absolutely.
And then we found all kinds of other things we could do with it. So the one thing that's one of the more fun things it does is if we have a guitar with no pick guard, and we have 5-way switch slot in our
Right.
we cut those holes and slots after it's polished. Really? It cuts right through the finish. Well, there's a 5-way switch slot. And there's protected coating.
Yeah.
So there's a stained figured maple.
Wow.
And there we see the finish through it.
Right.
So it cuts all the way through. It's a perfectly clean
Right.
hole. And no chipping, no anything, So it's a really
Perfect.
Yeah.
Wow.
It allows you to do a lot of things that you couldn't do.
Yeah.
Yeah, machining wise.
Right.
So, let's see. Oh, our hard cases are G&G cases.
Right.
They've been making cases this way since the 50s.
Right.
Buying cases.
They're good cases. I mean,
60. Yeah. I mean, to me, a hard case isn't as protective as we've just this year gotten together with a bag company.
I have one. The Wuss Hound came in.
That's the most protective thing you could.
I love it.
We have.
Yeah. I love the bag. I have a lot of cases, and cases that come their own issue over time.
Yeah.
So
I mean, we get some resistance on the bag. People have lots of guitars, where
Right.
cases do stack up in a closet better.
yeah, right.
But if you're actually taking it somewhere,
Right. The bag's not
hard case, it transfers the shock to the guitar if the case gets dropped and stuff. So anyway, they're out here because when they make the cases, they use water-based glue, and they ship it to you right after they made it.
Right.
So we
drying it.
decades ago, you realize you put a perfectly good guitar in a brand new case, and it sits over the weekend, and it comes out in the next back load. Like, well, where's the water coming? Right, it's coming from the cases. So we dry the cases.
You dry the cases here. So California really is perfect, man. The dry weather conducive to building guitars.
So this is pickup making.
Oh wow.
So it starts with all those fiber pieces I was talking about right here. The flat parts of all different sizes and shapes. And they get assembled into various and assorted shaped bobbins, either
Right.
steel pins or Alnico, depending on what kind of pick it were. And then
So he's putting those together now.
pressing them together. Yeah. And then they go over to winders. These are winders that we built decades ago.
Right.
And the Stevens coil winder built in the 50s.
Really?
We added 2 spindles, added a traverse, so we can control completely how fast the speed of how the layering is if you want it, because there are different. Some pickups are very tightly wound, some are more scatter wound. All that's controllable and predictable, and this cam drives the spacing of the wire. So if you were just to set this and go, you can see this is a very spacious wind.
Right.
And some of them it was very, very slow.
Right.
Wow. But you set it for the number of turns you want. It stops when it's done. So there's no, oops, I forgot to,
Right.
a lot of reversionary old areas of the ladies would say line pickups and, oh,
It's how.
why is this one so much hotter?
Right.
So these are coils that are wound. They'll get wax tipped, assembled.
Okay. Oh, okay. The wax spots.
Yeah. Magnetized if it's Alnico.
Sure.
And then these were finished pickups over here for the cars we're building.
Okay.
So we try to make sure we have pickup made weeks ahead of
Sure.
when we're building, so that doesn't keep us to building.
Right.
And then we've got a guy who works from home, who he was doing wiring harnesses here, and he moved out of the area, and they're like, you could do that from home,
Right.
So he
wanted to be able to get into and broke it.
mock to it. Again, the builders used to do that, and that's
Right.
need to do that. And if you do that, there's been
I'm sure that's time consuming and tedious.
it is, and they spend almost all day working on a guitar. So
Right.
that's another hour.
Sure.
So it allowed us to make a few more. These are pickups in the works that aren't quite finished yet.
Gotcha.
If he's making something, he won't make one.
Right.
He'll make 20 and put it here and then finish them as needed.
Right.
So it keeps the build cycle short.
Sure.
If somebody means something, we can always put it together quickly.
Right.
Sorry. And then, so the 6 guys that work in here do complete assembly. So they grab a body and sort of wolfhound.
I got the black Starry Night Wolfhound that came out. Yeah. With the chrome hardware.
Yeah. So these are bodies and necks that are ready for final. So they'll pull guitars, and then they'll do everything, make those like all the way through cutting the information and all that stuff.
Wow.
Then they'll sit here, or no, they go down in the hallway that we were in by Friday. And then on Tuesday, Wednesday, Marcus starts the
Gotcha.
playing
contest.
Yeah.
And then you come through and do a final check.
Yep. Yeah. So he's finished this week's guitar, so I'm gonna play those now. And
we're back.
He's getting 2 bucks. And so that's Lori.
Aw.
And this was her guitar. It was, she surprised us. We used to, when the company was smaller, we used to have a Christmas party where we rented a rehearsal space.
Right.
And we had a drummer in the shop, so we would get together and play. And one year, she secretly took some guitar lessons
Oh.
so that at the party she could play a song. And she had a outfit that was red sparkly,
Oh.
so she grabbed this.
She sounds like a wonderful person.
Yeah, she was for sure. So that was, she played Hey Joe.
Wow, that's great. That is fantastic. What a story.
And then this was a guitar. This is interesting. This is a guitar from 1990, so pretty far back.
Yeah.
And the original owner contacted us and said, "Hey, I'm thinking about getting a new neck for a different neck for my guitar and maybe change some pickups, change a bunch of stuff." And so he sent it in, and we were going to do all that stuff. And then when it came in, it was like pristine. We're like, "You really wanted,
Right.
you really want to change all this stuff, And he goes, "Yeah, I think I'm ready to, move into something a little different and stuff." So we said, "Well, how about if we build you a new guitar and we keep this one for us?"
That's just is all for that, right?
Yeah, so it was just because we didn't have sort of a example,
Right.
kind of a cool example of an old one like that. And this one was Marcus was from the Bay Area, so he used to buy his guitars at Geld Music up there.
Ah.
And it was a guy that worked there, Keith Shirazawa, and he just an awesome person. And he, when was it? 2007. He was a roller coaster nut. So he would travel around the country riding roller coasters, and he went somewhere back east, rode a roller coaster, got off of it, and died 3 days later. He's some neck thing and brain injury from the roller coaster ride. So it was a kind of real sudden thing. So now Marcus had this made for himself, and it was in memory of Keith. So
Yeah.
what else?
Is this the
This was when we made that guitar for Steve Vai. When
great ass.
the graphic was actually silk screened on by a friend of ours who did T-shirts. So this was the test body for the one that ultimately ended up in his hands.
Wow.
Man, this was just something some guy used for a video. So why we? It was junk. It was just plastic. That's what
We're saying there's other guitars you could light on fire. Yeah.
And then that was a guitar. It was just in the early days, prior to that's got the old headstock.
Right.
That was just one of the first. We use it to test
Sure.
listening to pickups and all that kind of stuff, and
Right.
a bunch of people signed it and stuff. So we
S unit number one.
yeah. The other thing is this room here is where we take pictures.
Oh, the photo room.
So that's the photo room.
I like it.
Yeah.
More amps.
Yeah. So that Princeton is my first amplifier.
Is it really?
Got that brand new 1962.
Wow. That's great.
Yeah.
And
That's a
great.
56 Bassman. And then assorted
Right.
other stuff.
Oh, well, yeah, seeing the process. Tom, thank you so much.
Yeah.
What an operation.
Yeah. This is my little mess.
Your nest.
So it's
It's where the genius is at, the lair.
a mess. Yeah. Distinctly different from Marcus's office. Marcus
Where's
is
Bly?
Yeah.
At NAMM in 2020, I rode on the plane with him in Nashville. Yeah. Yeah.
Long-time friend and artist. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been
For
playing
sure.
guitar since the early 90s.
Great
but
player. I don't think
He's a really good player.
Yeah. I don't think a lot of people realize.
See him play drums?
No.
Plays drums.
Wow. Interesting.
Yeah, I saw a show they did where they played Peg, a
Okay.
dance song, and he
Right.
played drums.
Wow. Wow. That's fantastic. Guys, what an amazing experience that was. Tom Anderson. I mean, I can't say enough about Tom taking time out of his day to share his story, share his passion, and share what he's created here. I mean, Tom's got employees that have been with him for over 30 years. That speaks loads to this company and to the products he makes. Every one of those are made with love, with care. You could see the excitement that he still has about his products. So guys, thanks for checking out this video. If you like this tour, please give me a like. Please give me a subscribe. Tell me what other factories, guitar, amp, pedal factories, anything to do with our industry you'd like to find out more about, and I will do my best to get in those facilities and get a tour there as well. Thanks for watching.